Hey guys. Alright, I'm outside and the kid's supposed to be going to sleep, so I'm kind of trying to be quiet. So, some things are just coming to me that I wanted to share. The more that you go on this journey, the more you see, it's like there's a lot of moments of seeing this, but it's like you keep having to come back to it, and like the longer, it seems like the more time goes by, the more you start to see how many people are temporary characters, because you're learning lessons from them, and hopefully they're learning something as well. But I want to give this quick reference, because the guy that one of the first people I worked with on this kind of like ascension journey, spiritual journey, was I did Reiki with him at first, and then they do breath work and meditation circles. And when I was doing Reiki with him, he gave me there were a few conversations we had where he was like, I just asked him a bunch of questions, and it was just very wise. And he had this whole kind of crazy journey he had already been on and stuff. And he told me that like a lot of people don't want to do the work. And I didn't fully get what that meant at the time, because I don't even know if I had really started shadow work or like different things. So, but now I see it as like a lot of people maybe don't want their like secrets to be exposed. Like they don't want, because it's like, it's one thing to have your secrets exposed, and then it's another thing to like move through all of those repressed things from your childhood that come whenever they come up, and to move through them. And then when I think about like, I'm like, another really big part of this is because like a lot of this past year, there's just been so much about it that was just like, I didn't know what was, I didn't understand what was going on, and still just trying to figure it out and put the pieces together along the way, and understand, my role in all of it, and etc. And I'm like, and I know I said this on another video, but like, I've always liked isolation. Like I've always liked, I don't know if that's normal. I've always liked solitude, and I've like done different things where like that other people didn't do, but like I went to a concert by myself one time and stuff. And there were things like that just didn't even like faze me as like, I mean, they did a little bit, because obviously I was like, but it's like I always accepted that I like stood out a little bit in different ways. And yet even to this day, I don't have like a really outlandish personality, but like I guess there's always those things that if you're any kind of neurodivergent, that you kind of stick out. Or there's just like stuff like the fact that I don't like gossip and stuff, like, it's things like that. And so with the solitude, it's like there's so much about this that's like the loneliness that you just have to accept, because God requires that of you, that like you have to be able to listen to him, to follow that, your intuition, to follow that guidance. It's like you don't really have a choice. It's like you have to be able to be lonely a lot. That's a sacrifice, because not only is it lonely, but also it's like you have to keep setting those boundaries with people, and like learning discernment, and not just letting anybody into your energy, and not falling for all these traps, because that's what it's like. No one like sees what it's like for you, so I don't want to say no one, because I think that like the more and more, and from my kind of like from my heart space, I can feel the collective, and it's really it's really cool. It's really special. And but that's the thing too, is it's like there's no knowing if I'm gonna see my kids. I think he's calling me. He seems to be talking. There's no knowing if we're gonna see each other in the physical, and a lot of people, like, because of the online space that so many people work from, like, that's where their soul tribe is and stuff, and that also, it gives access to people to just like troll and attack you in all kinds of ways, because of the fact that, and tap your phone, tap your devices, tap your technology and stuff. So it's very bittersweet. I'm feeling more on the sweetness right now, and like, you know, there's the moments that are more lonely, but I wanted to say that, and this is just, if any he's doing something on the window, I'm about to get after something that I know we all kind of do this because it's a play, you know, like we're playing different roles and stuff, but that's something that I've noticed, is that the people that are just temporary characters are like get caught in the fantasy and like the idea and the dream of something, of some potential, of this other like potential life, or and it's easy to get caught in the illusion. But that to me is the difference too, is because if you are on this path alone and you're following the higher guidance and you're always being guided by that, it's like that keeps you from getting caught in the illusion. But for these other people, it's like we just have to forgive and let it go, even though it's moving through those parts is very frustrating and aggravating and painful. It's like other people are just like, like there is that about narcissism, is like you believe the lies that you tell yourself. And so it's like you can't hate people because they're trying, their anxiety and their jealousy and their hurt at seeing you succeed, and their from their perception is making them project at you. It's like they don't have the capacity, they don't even understand this idea of like self-reflection, I guess. Like, I can't fully, but it's like if you don't even have the concept of self-awareness, then, and it's like you're like a magnet or whatever. And it's like, and okay, and this is the other part, is that it's like you're still playing a role for other people because you hold yourself to this higher standard. You're always in that mindset because, again, you're working for God. It's like you have to be in integrity. Like, of course you're gonna slip, and like I'll apologize if I like get out of line, even to my kid, you know, and whatever. Like you're always, your heart is more open, and so it is what it is, because it's like you're pulled around by other people. Like it's natural, and it's like that's also allows you to be an emotional space holder, a healing space for other people, and yet you have to constantly not let people into your energy, because some people just want to just because you also have this like, I gotta get after him. I gotta get to get his butt to sleep. It's also your mind being like you get these downloads, and you have this curiosity about life, and this, if you do like manifest from your own energy, you have this kind of magical effect. And so it's interesting because the universe will like, people will drop in or like drop comments every now and then, or at least this is how it is for me, of like that reflection of like what you feel and like what you feel like you are, and or is like, what's the word for it, like makes you feel a sense of like of gratitude, or like of that same, that remembrance, that knowing of like, okay, like, yes, I am seen. But then you're going to get a lot of people that he's pushing it to the max. Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. So the more that we open our hearts, I think the more that we can feel connected to others on this path. And the more that you keep those boundaries up, I found that to be true. The more that I'm just keep my boundaries up and stay focused on me and what I need to be doing, the more that I'm able to stay focused. And it's like this knowing that when you're going to magnetize the right people, but you have to, it's like there's this strength that you just grow, that grows in time, of not feeling bad about the people that you have to walk away from, because you're doing them a service as well by not entertaining that. And it's like you're just expected to be the bigger person. It just comes with the territory. So I love you guys. I was 11. It's a good stopping point.